Today's Swole Fam Spotlight is from Kat. What's going on, Beaches? Welcome to the Daily Swole podcast, episode 2668, Saturday, August the 26th. And Kat writes, first of all, I come from an obese family and I'm the second lightest. Still, early death is in my family. I've almost died 17 times. Getting fatter scares me. I started my weight loss journey on the 20th of November, 2019, after realizing that though it took me 2 years to gain 15 pounds, I was in severe danger of dying early. I bought a scale that measured weight, body mass index, body fat percentage, muscle percentage, water percentage, bone density, etc., so I could see the larger picture, but it wasn't good. My first weigh-in was 215 pounds, 40 BMI, 50% body fat. It devastated me. I knew that especially as a type 1 diabetic, I would die sooner than if I was at the best weight I could be, and I needed help. But where to turn? In 2017, I had finally gotten to 199 pounds, but I lost motivation. My health has almost killed me 9 out of the 17 near-death experiences. I couldn't let my immune disease coupled with obesity take my life. When I found the Swole Fam here, I now can see and hear all the wonderful success stories and grind through the struggles. People here are showing me it can be done and I'm not alone. You all inspire me, and I've lost 13 pounds so far. I have 84 more to go to get to my goal weight, and I know that with the support from my Swole Fam, I will get there. Thank you all. Well, thank you for sharing, Kat. That's a very, very scary and sobering story. I'm not really sure what the 17 times entailed, those near-death experiences, but I'm sure complications with autoimmune issues and obviously health concerns. Yeah, I mean, those scales are really not that accurate, but they can give you a general idea. And obviously, without even stepping on the scale, you can know. Most people know that they're not healthy, and most people know deep down inside what kind of effort that they put in. They know that they're eating like shit. They know they're not exercising. They know they're not taking care of themselves. You don't necessarily need numbers to recognize that. But sometimes when you do have those analytical measurements, it slaps certain people across the tits. They get a number. They put a number. They don't have a scale in their house. And then they finally step on one at a supermarket or something, and they realize, oh my God, I'm 250 pounds. I had no idea. It's like, all right, well, in reality, you knew. You just didn't want to address it. And now when that digit is right there in front of you, and maybe other people or family members are standing around looking at it too, it's kind of like this wake-up call with accountability. So this is why the Swole Fam exists, and this is why you need to surround yourself with people and put yourself out there. You have to make that commitment to other members of your community. Because if you're not, you can lie to yourself, you can bullshit yourself, you can make excuses because no one else knows but you. Some people might think, and that's the reason why people keep on doing this. No one really knows but you, so you can make those excuses and push it off and push it off. But in reality, you're just eroding your own integrity. You know deep down that you're full of shit. So that really erodes your self-esteem. It gets you more anxious. It gets you more angry. You start projecting those insecurities outwards. It eats you up inside, right? It literally eats away at your fucking soul. So it's important to share that with other people. It's important to put that out there. That way, if you are full of shit, or if you are someone that tends to give up easily or not forge those habits, you have other people anchoring you to what you said. And you need to be a man or woman of your word. You need to put yourself out there and then stand by it. Because if you're not, it just erodes away at people's trust for you, what your word stands for, what your integrity is. Are you the type of person that just says things and doesn't do them? That's not good. People aren't going to trust you. People aren't going to rely on you. People are not going to think highly of you. They might be nice to your face, but they're not going to put much weight behind your words because they don't mean anything. And it starts with you. You have to make your words mean something for yourself. But it also helps to surround yourself with people that when you post in the Swole Fam, hey, I just joined, this is me, I'm fat, here are my pictures, I'm going to make a positive change, I'm sick and tired of this. You are putting yourself out there. You are exposing yourself with pictures, with your name, with your words behind, backing all that up, and you're making a commitment, not just to yourself, but to other people. And one thing that a lot of people really stick to when it comes to that is that they don't care as much about themselves. They don't love themselves. They don't care about themselves enough, but they care about what other people think of them. So when you put yourself out there for accountability, you care what these other people would think about you. What are these other people going to think about me if I fail? What are these other people going to think about me if I don't follow through? And that's that evolutionary adaptation to want to be like-minded with your tribe, with your community. In other words, you want to be accepted. You want to be congratulated. It gets you status among other people. And that evolutionary trigger is something that we have to leverage, and we do inside the Swole Fam, where you put yourself out there. And yeah, you want a pat on the back. You want all of us. You want to post those transformation pictures, don't you? When you start, you want to share those things. Be like, hey, look at what I did. And everyone's like, yeah, fuck yeah, you crushed it. That's great. We all want to do that for you. But of course, you still have to put in the work. So it's important to put yourself out there. It's important to keep your word to yourself, keep your integrity with yourself. But of course, it helps to have people around you like the Swole Fam that will give you that feedback, be honest with you, because we're honest with ourselves. So we're going to be honest with you. If you're not putting in the right work or if you're making excuses, we're going to say you're making bullshit excuses. And that's what true friendship is. And that's why the Swole Fam is what the Swole Fam is because if you're slacking off, we will comment and we were like, you're full of shit. You need to make the time. You're making excuses. And that can help you stay focused. That can help you get back on track. And it's very, very important that you are putting yourself out there. It's very important that you're putting yourself out there. It's very important that you are holding yourself to a higher standard and that you're giving yourself the opportunity for other people to hold you to that higher standard as well. So your word means more and you build that integrity up within yourself. You can get it back. If you've been lying to yourself for years, if you've been slacking off, if you feel guilty because you've been beating up the only body that you have and you haven't putting in the work and you know you haven't, fine. Well, that can stop. That can stop. You could turn that around and now you can move forward properly. You have to rebuild that. Just like it's easier to tear down a house than to rebuild it. You can just take a sledgehammer and just go to a fucking house and just start destroying and start smashing. It's a lot harder to build it from scratch. So start building. All right. Welcome to the episode. Everyone give a nice round of applause and some gorillas for Kat. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Kat. If you want to join Kat, myself, and all the other amazing members of the Swole Fam, we have Cerny, Michelle, Loretta. We got T-Cap in the house, Sheldon, Stone. How we doing, fam? Everyone hit the thumbs up button. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you listen on the podcast, leave us a 5-star review, and we'll talk about everything when we get into today's episode. Yesterday was our roundtable. Thursday was our roundtable. Yesterday was our overtime segment with brand new Balls Deep edits, a brand new Drive Mulganing. So that all is available inside Swole TV. And hopefully you checked it out. If not, go catch the replay. It was awesome. Great time. So let's get into today's episode. 2,668. Share the stream. Hit the thumbs up button. Let's fucking go. The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Long time no see.
All you have to do is stop putting garbage in your face hole. Can you do that?
Fat fuck.
Discrimination.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Full Normus.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 668 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. And today's episode of the Beescast is brought to you as powered. It is sponsored by Eversting K2, flexing on all you.
Fucking Catalina one.
Yeah,
it's a fucking Catalina one. It's
the fucking Catalina one.
All right, fam, we're jumping into today's episode. Welcome to the show. Hope you enjoyed the pre-roll. Congratulations, Kat, on your progress so far. Everyone hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, all that good shit. Leave us a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. What are you smashing today? Drop in the comments down below. Welcome to Swole Slut Saturday. We had an amazing overtime segment yesterday. It's available now for members inside Swole TV. And we have some great Swole fan posts. So we are going to kick it off right about now. Are you ready, Beaches? Are you fucking ready? Are you fucking ready? We got the Tainty Man. Aww. We got the Church on the Perch. So we're all ready. So drop in the comments down below. What are you smashing today? Let's summon the Falcon and get today's party started. Falcon. Put some respect on it, yes, Beaches. All right, going back to the basics. Swole Slut Saturday. Drop in the comments down below. Hashtag triple S. Swole Slut Saturday. Now let's get into that tip. Babe, just an inch, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, Swole Slut Saturday. Triple S, unless you want to get banned. Don't. Be careful. Be careful. Swole Slut Saturday. Swole Slut Saturday. All right, fam, let's get into the first Swole fam post. We got one from Brandon.
What's in the box?
Brandon in La Casa. Brandon says, hey, fam, seeking some advice. I've battled with headaches for years. Long list of treatments attempted with no relief. Essentially have pain in my neck that is causing my occipital nerves to be inflamed, which is causing my headaches. My neck has constant pressure from the time I wake up throughout the entire day. Makes me feel like I want to crack my neck all day, which oftentimes I can, but there's no issue seen on any MRI, X-ray, etc. I say neck, but assume it could be something elsewhere as well, and the neck is just where I'm feeling it. I'm consistent in the gym, weightlifting every other day, building in the recovery day between. Currently on recovery days, I tend to walk and do the sauna. I'm thinking of shifting and building in yoga and mobility on the recovery days as well. Any specific recommendations on what to focus on for the neck? Thanks in advance. Well, you said a couple things interesting that are actually accurate. There's things called pain referrals. So just because you feel tension in your neck doesn't mean that's where it's coming from. So you can have radiating, or you can have kind of like glaring and pulsating pain in your arms. It could be coming from a rotator cuff injury. So it could be tightness in any of your traps, rhomboids, levator, scapula, muscles that kind of lead to those imbalances. So if you have imbalances anywhere in your upper body, that can lead to chronic pain. According to what you said, in terms of MRIs, X-rays, it seems like it might be a little bit more, not in your head, but something that's not, which is good that it's not necessarily, hey, you have a huge tumor here, or you have something that needs surgery or requires any kind of other intervention. But you have constant pressure. I'm curious as to your nutrition. If you have anything like magnesium deficiencies, I would address directly your food, of course, stretching, activation. Have you done the shoulder awareness program? Have you done any corrective exercises? Do you do anything for your neck? Have you done anything with cold plunging or cold therapy? So anytime you have, and do not underestimate the ability for muscle imbalances to cause that type of pain. and that kind of discomfort. So you're going to perceive these types of pains differently depending on where they are. And of course, the neck is one of the number one things that you're going to feel all the time. Even if you're sedentary, you're always using your neck, you're turning your head, you're going to feel constant pain, especially when it leads towards headaches. So again, it depends. It could be some kind of nutrient or mineral deficiency. It could also be a combination. So if anyone else has any thoughts on that, but you can comment. This is in the private Facebook group. Just some thoughts. So I don't know what your nutrition is like. Have you done any kind of corrective exercises? Have you done any kind of middle and lower trap activation? Have you done deep tissue work? There's a lot of corrective exercises for the cervical spine. A lot of times people have rounded and slumping shoulders and they have excessive cervical extension. And over time, that's going to lead to some chronic tightness and can lead to tension headaches and things like that. Or it can lead to like kind of muscular tension related headaches. So you want to strengthen the cervical cervical flexors. You want to work on your cervical retraction. And there are exercises that you could use with bands or a ball, one of those inflated balls against the wall to work on cervical retraction, pushing your tongue up into the roof of your mouth to activate the muscles in the front of your neck. That will flex the cervical spine because a lot of people are rounded forward and then extended like that, looking like a fucking turtle. So that's all very important. And hopefully we can help you find some sort of reprieve. Headaches are often caused by food allergies. And of course, there could be like nutrient deficiencies, but this might be something else related. But if you have some kind of like tension, if there's muscular tension, something that most people are deficient in is magnesium. So I'm not saying that magnesium is going to solve all your problems, but it could definitely improve them if that's something that you're dealing with without realizing it. We got a post here from Jennifer. Of course, not medical advice, but thanks for sharing. And anyone else that has some insight, go and comment on Brendan's post in the Facebook group. Jennifer says, I'm Jennifer. Shocker. I've been lifting weights since I was in my early teens. Over the years, I've done a variety of weights, cardio, and occasionally CrossFit. However, I'm 51 now and hoping Scorched Earth works for me. Well, welcome and super stoked to have you. Scorched Earth is a yikes of a program to jump right into. That's nothing to write. That's no joke. Scorched Earth is no joke, but we really hope that you enjoy the program. And yeah, definitely comment, post up, let us know if you have any questions and what your goals are. So you say you've been lifting weights, you've done a variety of things, and now you're just jumping into Scorched Earth. My goodness. Don't forget, if you're not a member, if you're not an unlimited member, that might be something that you're interested in because there's the 90-day dash, there's Maximum Swole, there's Swole Season, there's Swole Mastery. There's a lot of additional types of content that will pair up and maybe be a nice on-ramp depending on how consistent you've been. So you've been lifting weights since your early teens. You know, how consistent, right? A lot of people played football in college. Doesn't mean that they're a pro football player. So just keep that in mind. It's much different when you have a structured program that's really focused on specific things. If you've just been dabbling with exercise, it can be a big shock. So feel free to reach out. Let us know if you have any questions. And Scorched Earth is exactly what it sounds like. It's exactly what it sounds like. Scorched Earth is... It doesn't pull any punches. Let's put it that way. Olivia. Hi, everyone. I'm Olivia. Nice to meet y'all. I've been a yo-yo my whole life, and I'm tired of it. I started lifting weight in 2015. It was in the best shape of my life. In 2018, I broke my foot in 3 places, and it messed up everything. I couldn't do much for a long while, and I started eating again. You stopped eating? You stopped eating? How do you exercise? How do you get in good shape without eating? I know what you mean. So you hurt your foot and then you start stuffing your face? Why does that happen? Why does that happen? Why do people do that? Fast forward, I'm now in the worst shape of my life. Tired of it and ready to make a change. Good luck to everyone on their journey. All right. Welcome, Olivia. My God, I hate those stories. I was in the best shape of my life and I broke my foot and I just started stuffing. So here's the thing. Olivia, welcome to the fam. We're stoked to have you, but the tough love is starting right now. Right here where you said this, of course, I don't know all the details, but just going off your words here, In 2015, okay, you're in the best shape of your life. You broke your foot and it messed up everything. No, you broke your foot and it messed up your foot. You couldn't do much for a long while. You could have done yoga. You could have done upper body. You could have done meditation. You could have done a lot of stuff for your upper body. You could do a lot of, look, I've severely injured muscles in my lower body. You could do glute work. You could do core work. There's a lot of things you can do even with a broken foot. Okay. So I'm just saying, it didn't mess up everything. You messed up. You messed up. And I'm not saying that it was a good thing to break your foot, but you did that. It was your response to it. So here's the thing. You had something bad happen to you, but then you compounded that with doing more bad things that led you to a worse position. All you had to do is stay eating properly, meditating. Even the broken foot you could have done, right? You could still do other types of activity, depending on what you have on your foot, whether it's a cast or things like that. Sometimes you could do cold. Sometimes you could do sauna. Sometimes that might not be the right move, depending on if you have like a cast on or things like that. So I get it. But you could have done corrective exercise. You could have done upper body strengthening. You could have done all these different things and eaten properly. And then you would have just been, maybe a little less muscle mass and right. So let's like, that's the most important thing, right? Anyone's busy or I was moving or I was traveling and doing this, still stop eating properly is just fundamental. Let's say you don't work out for a week. Okay, fine. You're not going to lose all your muscles in a week. I'm not talking about Olivia right now. But if you're eating properly, you'll be fine. You're not going to get super fat. You're not going to feel like crap. Your skin quality and everything's not just going to go to shit. Just like, that's your fuel. That's your fuel, right? You're going on a special road trip or you got a flat. That's the same thing as getting a flat tire and then getting out of your car with a hammer and then smashing your windshield because you got a flat tire. Like, you're not making the situation any better. That's not fixing your tire. Maybe if you got a flat tire, the equivalent would be, hey, now that I have the equivalent of, what I'm trying to talk about here is if you got a flat tire and you're going to the shop anyway to get a new tire, it's like, well, I might as well get my oil changed and get other things improved on the car while I'm here. Because, I have to fix on this. So let me work on things. Let me get a couple other things with the car fixed that I didn't want to bring in because I didn't want to be without a car. But now that have to bring it into the shop anyway, I may as well get these other things. Oh, can you check out the steering wheel, the alignment? Let's get alignment while we're, I'm not saying it doesn't cost more money, but you get the point, right? You work on some other things because you're getting that fixed at the same time. It's like, oh, I broke my foot. Well, let me address, shoulder activation. Let me address some other things. Let me address some things that I've been neglecting. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. But anyway, that's just a lesson that Olivia has already learned. And we all can learn a lesson from this story. So I appreciate the story, Olivia. And ready to make a change. You're in the right place. And we're stoked to have you. So round of applause for Olivia. Some knowledge cock right off the bat. Look, this is what happens. This is what happens. All right. Speaking of knowledge cock, if the podcast isn't enough, and for most of you, you are swole sluts. It is Swole Slut Saturday after all, and you can't get enough. So if you can't get enough, go to makeemailswoleagain.com and get that knowledge cock in your inbox. If you're feeling all loosey-goosey and you got a lot of spam in there, well, turn that frown upside down, open wide, and let Papa's knowledge cock in that box. Let's fucking go.
Because
I'll make it feel like you've got mail for the first time in 30 years. You're going to feel good. You're going to feel good. It might be a little uncomfortable, just like, you'll start to feel good. In response to the "Are Squats Enough" email, Julian says, well, Papa, I never skip leg day. I try to make every rep and set count. If not, what's the point? Consistency and progressive overload is key, but sometimes I like to vary some exercises just for my curiosity and stimulate my nervous system with novelty. As you say, you have to do what's best for you, not what this or that influencer says is the best. Do what's best for you, but I have to admit, hack squats have become my favorite exercise, especially the Tom Platz variant. My quads get destroyed every time, and I love it. Thank you, Papa. Stay swole. Hashtag Anabolic August. All right.
fuck yeah!
Right on, Julian. Keep on crushing it. On point. I love it. Shane in the Telegram chat says, Papa's logic seems obvious, but so often when folks get injured, they fall off the wagon. Yeah. Yeah, it happens. But what does falling off the wagon mean? Okay, you can't lift weights. Again, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. I know it happens. I know what people do, but that just exposes when people don't have those 7 pillars locked in. You think you have everything all good and all on point, and then some, get injured, and all of a sudden you just eat trash, and all of a sudden everything goes to hell. It doesn't make sense. It's because you're not framing things properly. You're not thinking about your food properly. Oh, woe is me, I got injured. No one cares. No one cares. I'm not saying that to be rude. It's just no one cares. You get injured. A lot of people get injured. And I've gotten injured in the past. I've dealt with injuries or tendonitis or sprained ankles. Like, I've fucked my shit up where I couldn't do certain exercises. I didn't stop. I just worked around it and adjusted and focused on other things for a little bit. I'm not saying it's easy psychologically, because you feel like, oh, if I just didn't only do this, I could have done that. If I only didn't get hurt, then I would make progress. Now I'm going to lose all of it. No, before you know it, it's over. And oftentimes when you get injured, what you should be doing is addressing the reason why you got injured. A lot of times if you hurt something or you tweak something or you have an imbalance and you pulled something, it's because you have muscle imbalances. Okay, well, why do you have those imbalances? Why do you have those imbalances? Let's fix those imbalances. Let's make sure that that doesn't happen again. All right. Well, actually, we're right in that knowledge cock right now. So drop in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole if you have a question. Uncle John just dropped in. Papa, help. Just walked into the break room at work and I see someone brought in a bunch of donuts for everyone. Oh, you don't say.
A jelly donut?
Really frustrating now that I view that, quote, food properly. People need their fix. Yeah. Yeah. You know what's the weird thing about that, John? Because I used to work, have a job where there was a break room type of thing when I taught at the school. Because I taught personal training and NASM certifications at a school where there was also, it was like a tech school where they had automotive and medical coding, and they had a couple other courses like HVAC and stuff like that. It was one of those like technical schools. And we had a great fitness program, but aside the point, you had a break room and people bring those things in because, one, they're cheap. It justifies their own addictions. And it's a weird psychological thing, because the person that's bringing it in isn't really doing it because they hate people and they wish diabetes on everyone. Someone's not bringing those in thinking like, oh, I'm going to, hurt people's health and harm them. They're doing it because of how they'd be perceived, and like, oh, they're being nice and they're bringing something for everyone. It's easy. It's simple. It's inexpensive. Donuts are next to nothing. But the reality is that's what it's doing. The reality is it's almost like it's justifying that individual's addictions. It's justifying their own bad habits. It's like this subconscious, if I bring this for people, then it justifies me having one, or other bad habits, or it'll make up for things that I feel like I've been short in my life. I'll get a little gratification from people around me and, oh, thank you. And I'll get a little praise or some love and attention. And I'm not saying that the people that bring those things into work have like consciously ill intent. They're not like, I am going to poison people. I'm not saying they think that, but we have to look at what the actual actions result in. Like, this is garbage food. Why are you bringing this in? This is not helping anyone. It's not helping anyone aside from the person that brought it in. Right? And I'm just saying this from an objective third point. I'm not saying anything about this individual personally, right? But I mean, just think about that objectively from people here on the podcast that have nothing to do with John's situation. Don't know the people. But if you're bringing donuts in, they're not helping anyone. They're not good for anyone. It's garbage. So what is someone bringing it in for? For love and attention, for praise. Get a little status, right? Oh, so-and-so brought in donuts. Oh, great. Thank you. And it's also a nice cope, right? If that person wanted one or they went to Dunkin' Donuts, well, I'll go here. Well, I want to get some donuts for everyone. And they go in there and they get a, Frappuccino, or they get a little egg and cheese, or, whatever shit that they get at Dunkin' Donuts or whatever while they're there, or they have one too. So it kind of justifies everyone's addictions. And this is why people socially always go to these junk foods, and why you have a party for everything. right? Everything revolves around food. Oh, let's go get drinks and eat shit. Oh, it's not even Super Bowl Sunday. It's every Sunday. And then it's Monday Night Football. And then it's Thursday Night Football. And then it's college football. And then it's so-and-so's this, so-and-so's that. And, oh, so-and-so had a birthday today. Cool. You mean the earth revolved around the sun again? A birthday. Weird, narcissistic, kind of weird thing. Like, okay, so let's eat garbage. Let's have a piece of cake. Like, it's weird. It's weird. Yeah, people need their fix. If you start looking at it as, it's like open air drug markets. Unlike Philadelphia and San Francisco and New York and stuff. But it's in the open. It's legal. It's legal drugs. You can go into this building and get this weird amalgamation of crap. And then everyone can sit around eating it and getting that little high. Yeah, I hear you, man. Be strong. Eat food, and don't be in these places hungry. If you're going to, people don't, and here's the thing, people are dehydrated. People don't eat well on their own. They don't bring food. They're always hungry. So when someone puts a drug right in front of them, right down the face hole. Most of the time they're thirsty. They haven't eaten properly. They're just, so it's right up their alley. Break rooms at workplaces. It's like bringing crack to a halfway house. Let's see. Lester, fitness influencer Will Tennyson has a bad donut addiction. A lot of these fitness influencers are hot messes. They mask their own addictions because they're like, hey, I'm going to work out and eat 20,000 calories. Like they'll eat they'll eat a donut and then do a donut after every set. And they'll eat a donut and do leg press and eat a donut. And then it's for YouTube views. It's gross. It's cringe. These guys will do anything for views. Anything for views. It's gross. You have a lot of these people that do like 20,000 calorie binge and they just eat crap. And, okay, they have abs or they have muscles. They're usually taking some sort of anabolics and, they're taking shit. And look, I mean, I can eat if I'm in shape like this and I eat that, I'm not going to look like completely fat overnight, but it's just gross. It's just gross what it objectively does to your body. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But yeah, a lot of these fitness people, they just do it for views. They do it for the views. And they're harming a lot of people in the process, whether they want to admit it or not. All right, question. Oh, we're in the knowledge cog. Question. Let's see. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole if you have a question. Like I always say, eat a fucking steak, go to the fucking gym. Ang schmurda. It's schmurda. Papa Swole, how do I get my fat friend to stop using anxiety as an excuse and get him to go to the gym? Did you tell him that? If he's your friend, be like, hey, stop using anxiety as an excuse, you fat fuck. Go to the fucking gym. If he can't handle that, then he's not your friend anymore. How to get my fat friend? It's hard to get people to go to the gym. It's hard to get people to care about their health. Are you going to the gym? You need to not be a hypocrite. You need to be going to the gym, be like, yo, let's go to the fucking gym. Come on, you fat ass. Let's go to the fucking gym. And then if he's like, no, I'm anxious, I can't do it, then fine. And then just keep going to the gym. And you're hanging out. When you're going to hang out, you're like, no, I'm going to go work out. Let's go to the gym. And then if he doesn't hang out with you, you're going in two different directions. And you're going to grow apart. I don't know how old you are, but those types of people with that kind of fundamental difference, you start to drift. If you're going to hang out, you should be busy going to the gym or, eating quality food. But if you're slacking off, you're not going to encourage them to make any positive changes. You have to be busy going to the gym. Matt the Great says, tell him you know 5 fat people and he's 4 of them. Be honest. Look, a lot of people, when we talk about friends, most times friends are for a season. You might know some people from childhood. You might know, you have one person from high school and you have like real, strong friendship with a couple people that you keep around. But a lot of times you're friends with someone because you worked at a certain place for a few years and then you stay in touch loosely and then you drift apart. You'll stay friends with like a couple people, but most friends are for a season. And as you develop, if you're constantly working on yourself, you're going to be, you're the one, you're not necessarily drifting, but you're going your own path. If you're constantly working on yourself, a lot of people won't keep up with you. You're going to start, you're going to lose, you're not going to have the same type of things in common or what you were bonding. A lot of times people trauma bond. They have a job and you commiserate about your boss or this and the other. And you spend time outside of work just because you're around that person. It's like rats in a cage. If you spend enough time with someone, you'll tend to date people in that environment. You'll tend to spend time with people outside the environment. You spend time with people that you work with outside just because you spend time with them at work. And like, you just don't meet a lot of people outside because you're working a lot. So if you're constantly changing and developing and ameliorating, then you're going to leave a lot of people behind because most people won't. Most people won't change. Most people won't be investing in their health. Most people won't make those positive changes. And a lot of times people keep friends in their life just because you've been friends. Why are you still friends? Think about that. Why are you still friends with certain people? Because you have been? Well, we've been friends for 10 years. Like honestly, what does that have to do with anything? You've known that person for 10 years? Ooh, my goodness. How special. Just because you've known someone or you've been friends with them before doesn't mean you still have to spend all your time and bend over backwards and run to your phone, answer every text immediately and go and do bullshit that they want to do or eat shit because they want to eat shit. That's not how it works. If you're constantly changing and developing and adjusting, it's okay to drift apart. A lot of people are friends with people just because you have been friends with them. But if you're changing and you're developing and you're improving yourself and your interests are kind of splaying, doesn't mean you call them a stupid fat cunt and then ghost them. It just means you drift apart. Or if they want to come to the gym with you, or if you're going to be eating, or we're going to go out drinking, we're going to a happy hour. Like, oh no, I can't. I'm going to the gym early in the morning and I'm cooking dinner right now. But thanks for the offer. That's it. Like, you don't have to be rude. People will get the point. They'll be like, oh, you're going to the gym? Oh, okay. You think you're better than us? And if they react like that, then exactly my point. They're not your friends. So if people think like, if they take it as, oh, you think you're better than us or this, that, and the other, then there you go. People exposed. Bye-bye. That's it. Lester, you sound like a lady. Lester says, I like having fat friends. They make me look healthier by comparison. Well, a lot of hot chicks surround themselves with ugly girls, makes them feel better. This is another reason why, this is very common. This is another reason why, when I make those videos on Instagram or TikTok about dad bods and you have all these women or women in the comments, I think they're women. Who knows? What's a woman anyway, right? Who knows? So you have
boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
A lot of people in the comments. No, I like a soft man. I don't want to rest my head on abs and a hard body. I like something fluffy. I like a soft, cuddly man. These are women that are so insecure about themselves. And I'm not saying you can't have a certain preference or a fetish or something like that, but these are usually people that are so low self-esteem that they don't want to have someone. They don't think they can get a person that takes care of themselves. They don't want to take care of themselves either, but they don't want someone who they know other women are going to look at. They want a man that's not going to be overly attractive or in too good shape because they don't have confidence in themselves. They think he's going to drift or he's going to stray. Very well might, because if you don't take care of yourself and they have other people that are taking care of themselves and look a lot better and, or in just much better health condition, that's definitely attractive on many different levels. It's just evolution. So a lot of women are like that. They say that they pretend like they don't want a man who's in shape, but they don't have to fight off women for someone who's, a dad bod that's got a fat gut. They'll try to justify other reasons why they like this one individual. I'm not saying they don't, but men do better for yourselves. But I think women say this a lot in the comments. I notice it. Yeah, and right, and then That's what I'm talking about. Robin says, they're drooling over the buff guys on TikTok. That's what I'm saying. And then they'll like swoon over Chris Hemsworth or Ryan Gosling and, oh my God, he's so hot. Yet you want a dad bod? You're so full of shit. Like, just you're full of shit. You're full of shit. You're full of shit. You show like someone who's like looks like a Greek god versus someone who's like obese. Who are you going to choose? Don't fucking give me a break. Give me a break. You just know you probably couldn't keep him because you don't take care of yourself, and everyone's going to want him. And it's like, oh, it's going to be too much work. Oh, he's just so full of himself or this, and they'll make some sort of cope. That's what I'm saying. Don't settle. Don't settle. Don't settle. A lot of people settle, but I'm saying a lot of people settle, but they don't want to think that they're settling. This is deep shit, but this is important. So Elizabeth says, I'm not settling. If someone doesn't take care of themselves, I'm not wasting my time and energy to take care of them. I even had that on my dating profile. Is that why I got less likes? LOL. Probably. But guess what? You sifted through all the people that, don't look at that and be like, hell yeah, I'm not wasting my time for somebody who doesn't take care of themselves. Boom. That's it. And a lot of times people will justify it. They don't want to think that they're settling. Because, right, you're taught to, you always want to reach, you never want to settle. You want to find something you really want, blah, blah, blah. So instead of realizing that they are settling, but maybe they're not settling. Maybe they're not settling. They'll pretend like that's what they want because they can't get someone that's in better shape. Because you have a lot more women, for example, that are interested, right? You have a higher percentage of women that would be going after those men that are taking better care of themselves. So it's like pretending you want something else. That way you don't have to fail. It's avoiding failure. It's avoiding failure. It's avoiding rejection. It's avoiding knowing that you can't get what you really want. So you pretend like you want something else. You pretend like you want someone with a gut. Well, you have a gut yourself. So that makes it a lot easier. It's harder when you are not healthy. If you're obese, you're not going to find someone usually that goes to the gym, lifts weights, takes care of himself. You don't see that kind of pairing often for a reason. For a reason, right? So yeah, don't settle. You shouldn't settle. But at the same time, you shouldn't settle with yourself either. A lot of people are settling with themselves and they're just doing the bare minimum. So what the fuck do you expect? If you're doing the bare minimum with yourself, who do you think is going to be interested in that? Seriously, the people that you claim to want, the people that are higher value for men and women, like, they're not going to want you. Because if they have high standards for themselves, they're going to have high standards for whomever that they're looking for. It starts with you. So if you don't give a shit about yourself, guess what? A lot of times the person that you're with reflects that. And a lot of relationships are very toxic. Men and women. I'm not talking about one side here, but a lot of times people date other people that are pieces of shit. They mimic some sort of previous trauma that they suffer when they were younger, and they repeat the same patterns. They repeat the same things. They look for the same people, even with the same bad habits, whether it's verbally abusive or otherwise, because it's something that they're used to. They've experienced it before. It's more like better to take the danger or the bad that you know rather than the unknown that you don't. So people stay in their little trauma circuits and their terrible habits, and they wonder why they have terrible relationships. Like, well, you're not changing. You're not developing. You're not unpacking your shit. You're not working on yourself. So in other words, getting back to the friend thing, for Schmurda, you need to lead by example. You can't just tell someone, go to the fucking gym, if you're not going to the gym, if you're not eating properly, if you're not prioritizing it. So that person's not going to change. They might not change anyway, but if you're not doing it yourself, you have no leg to stand on. You're just being a hypocrite. So invite them to the gym, prioritize the gym. Anytime they want to hang out, just be like, oh, I'm busy or I'm going to the gym in a little bit. Let's roll. And if they keep on saying no, then guess what? You're going to start spending time less and you'll meet some other cool people at the gym. Just saying. Spike BLK. Papa Swole, best exercise to go after belly fat. Cool. Shut your fucking mouth. Ew. There's no exercise to target belly fat.
Fucking people.
Do an elimination diet will change your life. Focus on those foods that work best for you. Do an elimination diet. All right. Hisham's 44. Hisham's 44. Can't control diet. Got any tips? Yeah, one, you're a liar. You're full of shit. You can't control diet. Of course you can. You have terrible habits. You put yourself in terrible situations, and you're not working on that. You're not actually setting good habits. You don't know why you're eating what you're eating. You have no purpose. Check out the 7 pillars, swolenormousx.com. Do an elimination diet. Throw out literally everything in your house that isn't conducive with the elimination diet. Listen to the podcast. We'll help you with that animal-based nutrition. And stop spending time or going to functions that are revolving around food. Be militant about it. You're going to lose friends. You're going to have people pushing back. And if you're not strong enough to do that, then you're never going to get control. Ian Ohm 22. Papa Swole, what are the best upper body workouts? There's no best. What are you trying to accomplish? There's a lot of great exercise for the upper body. I'm not even going to address that. The best upper body workouts. Good, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Love the avatar. We got the we got the Trump pick. Love it. Lap lat FFFFFF. How can I get back to the gym after not going in months? Well, guess what? You go. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm a fair guy, but
what are you talking about?
Heat is making me absolutely
How can
crazy.
I get back to the gym? I don't know. Take a bus, drive, walk, take an Uber, go, and just on-ramp slowly. Don't fucking destroy yourself. Just fucking... How can I get back? Get off your fat ass and go. It's not that complicated. Yeah, don't overdo it. Just do a little bit. Do a couple sets and fucking leave. Go. Don't be a bitch. There you go. That's right, Matt the Great, by not being a bitch. Dead on. All right, one more. How can I reduce my beer belly? Bear belly? You have... You've been eating too much bear. Tips and diet. All right, we're done with these questions. How can I reduce that? Do an elimination diet. We're done with these questions. Man, hot fucking mess. Let's go balls deep. Tips and diet. How can I reduce my beer belly? By stop drinking beer, you fat fuck. How can I reduce my beer belly? Say it again. And listen to the words coming out of your mouth. How do I get rid of, or how do I stop my beer belly? You know, a beer belly is chronic inflammation. Your gut junctions are separated. You have chronic inflammation from the gluten, from the alcohol. How do I stop my beer belly? Papa Swole, I keep breaking my foot when I smash it with the hammer. How do I stop breaking my foot? Stop smashing it with your hammer. Okay.
You made me happy.
Those are lazy fucking questions of people that have no intention of changing. How do I stop my beer belly? Diet tips and... No, fuck you. Seriously. That's not from someone who cares. How do I stop my beer belly? All right. Why are we on the swole card? We're not on the swole card. Must have not had that. Okay, let's get into... Oh, we got some fat phobia. We got a lot of fat... There's like a triple fat phobia. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Is that a man? I'm curious. We'll do that one last. Let's do this one first because I think we need to set the stage. It seems like this video is going to explain to us what fat phobia is, which is nothing. It's called fat phobia. It's called Why Fat Phobia Exists.
What's in the box?
On point.
If you are 18 and under, this is not for you. Okay, excuse me staying on my shirt. I know why fat phobia exists, and I think you all should know too.
Yo, do not take like Xanax and then do TikToks. I know. If you're under 18, Oh, this is too long. We might stop this. I'm not doing 2 minutes of this.
If you don't already know. It's probably running around in the back of some of you all's minds, but you probably just never forwardly acknowledged it. The reason why fat phobia exists is because
she's reading.
The uterus does it. However, though,
Whoa.
you all should know too.
Okay, so she's reading off a card. Look, if you have to read a prompter or read this, you don't know what you're talking about.
If you don't already know.
She's looking down to the right.
Running around in the back of some of you all's minds, but you probably just never forwardly acknowledged it.
She's
reading. The reason why fat phobia exists is because most men have an average to small wee-wee size. And, you know, both procreatively and pleasure-wise, you know, it's just inconvenient to have to deal with a bigger body when you have...
Oh my God, so we're fat phobic because we can't find your vagina? You're so fat we can't find your pussy? Is that right? It's just a dirty black shirt. That's right. So it's on, right? So if you have a small, it's like you're fat phobic because you can't find a whale's vagina. Okay. Talk about just shooting yourself in the adipose tissue right there.
Small to average wee-wee size. Because, you know, first things we have to understand is that it's the uterus that selects the sperm all the way, and it's never the sperm that races up into the uterus and does all of that other stuff we're taught. That's a myth.
You can't make this up. This is much better and much more retarded than I thought. Let's keep going. What is that painting in the background? That looks like something from like The Hills Have Eyes.
Right. The uterus fully does a selection and fertilization process and everything like that. And it doesn't matter how many or how little makes it into the process. It's just, the uterus does it. However, though, it is more evolutionarily efficient procreatively to have a penis size that can reach as close to the opening of the uterus as possible. When you have a smaller one, it doesn't reach as deeply into the vaginal canal, which may affect your sperm's capacity to reach the uterus and be fertilized and selected by the uterus, you know.
So fat bitches ain't getting pregnant because small peepees? Or maybe it's because your body is a chemical landfill and you're unhealthy.
So that plays a part in it. But then pleasurably, right, if you have a smaller wee-wee size, or if you have an average wee-wee size, you don't want to have to deal with too much butt cheeks or thighs or too much body.
Yeah, it's the man's fault that you can't find your genitalia. Oh, I'm sorry. That was your hip fold. I thought it was your vagina.
So typically speaking, if you have a smaller wee-wee size, and you have an average body and you're not really athletic and you're not really like built or anything like that, you don't really have the stamina and the ability to really like navigate and fully control a bigger body. And so
you fucking got that right. If you can't bench 350 or squat 480, yeah, the stamina. The stamina to fucking wrestle with a beluga. Yeah, it's the small peepees and the fact that you're not a professional power lifter. Okay. It's like trying to find fucking Narnia in there. Where the fuck is it? Behold, the mines of Moria. And they call it a mine. A mine. And they call it a vagina.
Feel emasculated by the process of having to work with a bigger body sexually.
Oh, okay.
That's a huge bitch.
My cousin Balin will give us a royal welcome. The Chamber of Secrets. Fat Guardian. Vegiosa. It's Vegiosa, not Vegiosa. fucking gross. That was better than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be standard run of the mill. All right. Let's go right into another one. Yeah, Matt says the Kama Sutra came from India and studies show they have the smallest dicks on average. She's just blown out. Blown out. Blown out. Blown out. Blown out. All right. We're going from bad to worse. This one's called Queer Fat Phobia from Hannah Talks Bodies.
What's in the box?
Hannah needs to stop talking, please, and go to the fucking gym.
Happy Pride, y'all. There are fat folks in the queer community just like there are fat folks everywhere. So let's talk about how weight discrimination disproportionately affects the LGBTQ+.
Okie dokie. Okay, we're probably going to stop this early because she is a train wreck. Yeah, just like there are fat people everywhere, you got that right. There are fat people everywhere. Fat queers. Fat queers. Queer people. Again, that doesn't mean anything. It's just like, they just wanted to add letters. They just wanted to add letters. It doesn't mean anything. When your identity revolves around what you want to suck or what you want to stick where, that's some weird shit. That's some weird shit. Changed my mind.
Community and particularly trans folks. Studies have found that transgender people experience significantly more weight discrimination than cis folks.
What are you talking about? So men that think they're women or women that think they're men face more weight discrimination? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This who fucking cares? Who are you talking to? Where are you getting this bullshit? You can't be marginalized enough. Oh my God, they're fat phobic and I'm trans. God, just pile it on. Me. Look at me. Talk about me. No. I'm worse than that person. No, I'm more victimized than that person. No. People hate me more. No. Oh.
Trans women being at the highest risk for weight discrimination. Notably, weight discrimination against trans folks is often intertwined with other forms of discrimination.
No shit. You know why it's intertwined? It's because you make it intertwined. It's called intersectionality. It's identity politics. The more boxes you can check, the more marginalized you are, and the bigger of a fucking victim shield you have. So you can blame more people for your fucking problems. It just makes you more invincibility. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to get the star in Super Mario Brothers. You know, you get the star. You just run through the Goombas. Bloop, 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 bloop. That's what they want. You know, fucking stacking all this stuff up. Oh, weight discrimination too. Bloop, 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 bloop. Just got like the feather in Mario 3. Bleep, 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 bleep. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Like sexism, transphobia, and homophobia. For example, one study found that trans women who were also sexual minorities reported higher levels of weight discrimination than trans women who identified as heterosexual.
What? Trans women that identified as heterosexual.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
For example, one study. By the way, you do know that one study means jack shit. You can make anything look like anything. And who the fuck is doing these studies? It's a survey of 5 trans people, all of which feelings are hurt, obviously. That's pretty much standard.
That trans women who were also sexual minorities reported higher levels of weight discrimination than trans women who identified as heterosexual.
See the boxes? Trans women, minority, weight discrimination. You're collecting all the infinity stones. That's all it is.
One of the things weight discrimination does is increase the health disparities already experienced by the queer community. For example, many doctors institute weight limits for gender-affirming surgeries, treatments which, by the way, have been scientifically proven to drastically decrease self-harm and even save lives.
Okay, so do you guys see what's going on with this Gunsh's content? Remember we used to, like, a while back when, like, I would get a video of her in the folder. Remember it was always about, like, fat phobia and stuff like that? You see what's going on? You see how the left continues to get radicalized? They have to keep on agreeing. So it's fat phobia. Now it's trans, queer, minority fat phobia, right? It just keeps on going further and further and further. It used to just be like fat people have, sitting in airplane seats, fat people at the doctor's office. Now it's like trans, queer. It's like trans, queer, minority, weight discrimination. Like it's keeps on going more and more and more and more. She keeps getting fatter. Yeah, this is what evil looks like. It's just literally smile and wave, parrot whatever the cult says. It's just going to keep on going. It's insane.
Unsurprisingly, numerous studies have found that the weight discrimination experienced by queer folks significantly increases rates of depression, anxiety, and eating disorders. We have to recognize the unique challenges faced by the queer community and take steps to address weight discrimination as well as other forms of discrimination experienced by queer people. This includes advocating for policies and practices that promote equality. You can do this by signing the petition at dove.com.
Okay. Dove. Oh, yeah, Dove. Look, all Dove had to do was keep making products for people to wipe their assholes. That's all Dove had to do. You make soap, motherfuckers. You make soap. People put that soap on their assholes. People take that bar of soap and they rub it up and down their asshole to clean it after they take a shit. Sign the petition at dove.com to save trans cis _ marginalized. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Dove's trying to take over the transgender asshole washing market. Christ. What a grifter. Gross. All right, this last one is just titled Fat Phobia. I know that all three say fat phobia. We're on a fat phobia type of thing. We got a throwback after this. But it looks like a dude. So I'm curious. Here we go. Last one.
What's in the box?
I haven't spoken out about fat phobia on this platform yet, but it's
Good.
something I feel really, really strongly about.
God damn it.
And obviously I'm a person with skinny privilege. But also obviously most people aren't, and so most of the people I love have had all sorts of difficult compounded feelings.
For just $1 a day.
And right now, everybody
in the arms,
even on the left, is throwing around fat jokes about Donald Trump because he lied about his weight. And I want to point a big accusatory finger at Disney, which frequently features fat-phobic jokes in the first few minutes of a movie. As we're fighting for all sorts of people's rights, there are lots of groups that get compassion.
What fat-phobic jokes are at the first few minutes of a Disney movie?
First and far more easily than overweight people. They already struggle with so much, and they can't go to a movie or scroll TikTok without seeing more jokes that casually abuse them personally.
Oh. All right. This reminds me of it's like Jesse from Breaking Bad. Like 20 years down the road. Okay, bro, the fuck are you talking about? Being fat is a product of your habits. Being fat is a product of your habits. And what are your habits? Those are the things that you do every day. Those are things you do every day. How come some people can lose tons of weight? Because they fucking put in effort. They do it properly. Other people that don't give a shit. Because guess what? It's easier to play the victim nowadays than actually make positive changes. You're being rewarded for it. So this person, they go through so much. What do they go through? What's going through so much? Not being able to walk up a flight of stairs? Not being able to walk through a fucking door? Yeah, they can stop eating garbage. When's the last time you saw a fat person that was like doing everything properly? Never. These same fat people eat garbage. And they continue to eat garbage. And yeah, addictions are a thing. Okay, well, attack them, address them, solve them. Usually they have people that are shitty in their environment that are facilitating it. I'm not saying don't have compassion, but don't lie to people. You can be compassionate and not lie to people's faces and pretend like, oh, they go through so much. Yeah, of cake, of donuts, of soda. Trust me, when I see a morbidly obese family walking through a supermarket with a fucking shopping cart full of soda and Gatorade and chips, I don't have any fucking sympathy. I think it's disgusting. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm supposed to sit here and be like, they're going through so much. Yeah, high fructose corn syrup. All right. Man card revoked. Man card revoked. You lost it, bro. I'm taking it.
It is not my place as a smaller bodied white man to comment on it.
And good. Good. Why do you think there was obese? Okay, why do you think there's obese jokes? I've never seen Mulan, and I won't. The Fat Guy in Beauty and the Beast. Fine. Fine. There are a lot of fat people that are funny, and there are a lot of thinner people that are funny, and fit people that are funny. I think a lot of times, you know, you have like clowns and circus things of like fat because it looks ridiculous, because it's ridiculous. It used to be something more rare because it would be hard to find that much food and to be that overweight. It used to be in a sideshow. You go back 100 years, you would go to like one of those sideshow circus things and you would see the fat man, and it'd be like the average person you see at a Walmart today. Have you seen those pictures? You see like the fat man and people would go and like, ooh, and pay tickets, you know, buy tickets to see the person. And it's like, oh, this person I saw at Walmart yesterday. It used to be a attraction because it was hard, because that person was eating so much fucking food, and you didn't have all the ultra processing. Most people had physical labor jobs and were moving around and walking everywhere because people didn't have cars, or they rode horses, but that still took more energy than just sitting there. Anyway, silliness. Matt says $100 says that guy is a vegan. Well, likely. Okay. Hashtag Swole stuff for a chance to win today's Swole card. We'll give it away, and then we will we'll give it away, and then we will have our throwback video. We got a winner. Is that Debbie? How do I pronounce that? Debbie Fotik or Foystick? I like that J there. I like that J, sneaking that J in there. Debbie Fotik, congratulations. Debbie. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2668 in the subject. Your mailing address in the body of the email. Congratulations, Debbie. DF in the house. Hey, Debbie won. You are officially a Swole Slut. Congratulations.
Hadouken! Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Emotional damage. Shut up, bitch.
I will rain down an ungodly fucking firestorm upon you.
No medication except my fucking antidepressants.
What is the best move to silence a woman?
Coast to coast. Ooh, very nice. Very very nice. All right, let's get this not soundboard. Let's get this throwback. Let's see what we got here. Do we have a good throwback? We have one. Ooh, this one's gonna be rough.
Phobia is anti-black, so let's talk about it.
Where did you get that information?
Go back to my series Decolonizing Your Book List, the series where we decolonize our book list together. Today we're talking about fat phobia. Let's get into it.
Hold on, Decaf. Fat phobia is anti-black. Of course it is. So if you don't agree that being obese is healthy, then you're a racist for some reason.
No, that makes sense. The amazing book I'm currently reading, it's called Fearing the Black Body, The Racial Origins of Fat Phobia, where the...
Okay, Jesus fucking Christ. This fucking book is the only one that is brought up. It's always the same fucking book. Fuck all the way off. People don't want to be fat because they don't want to die young. And it's always about fear, afraid of the black body. Jesus Christ. Always this fear and phobia. Oh my God, a phobia. I'm so afraid. Why don't you just go for a walk once in a while? Why are you afraid of health so much? Why are you health phobic? Why are you swole phobic? Why are you fit phobic? Based. And that's actually true. TCAP says big food pays people to bring race into the topic. If she's not being paid to spew this nonsense, she's truly stupid. Yep, the DEI stuff. And yeah, behind the scenes, they are leveraged and lobbied. Absolutely. It's all about divisiveness, right? If you are sick, if you are nearly dead, if you are distracted, right? If you are numb with sports, with TikTok, with Instagram, with, short attention span activities, you can't think long term. You can't function. If you're always being distracted easily, why is there an explosion of attention deficit disorder, right? Seriously. Attention deficit disorder, and you have all this spectrum bullshit, neurodivergence. I know some people really have problems, but let's not beat around the bush. Let's be honest with what's happening. The food sucks. You're staring at screens all the time. You're not getting exercise. You're not getting sunlight. What do you think is gonna happen to you and your kids? What do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna have development disorders. You're going to have fucked up shit with your brain. If you ever walk by an apartment building or a house, whatever it is, and you look inside the window after dark at like 8 or 9 or 10 o'clock, 9, 11, 12, 1, and you see the TV, You see the TV. How many of you can just picture it, right? And you look through a window at night and someone's watching TV, but the blinds are closed and you just see like the light. Go just look at that next time. Next time you notice it, just stop and take a look and just think about that, because you're watching, you're seeing things, but just think about the colors. It's like flash, 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 pop, 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 pop. It's like a strobe light. And that's going into your eyes. That's going into your fucking eyes. And I love TV shows, right? I love comedy. I love movie. I mean, I do love them. I don't watch a lot of them. I used to a lot more, but especially not after dark. But my God, if you look through, like that's all going in your brain. It fucks up your neurons. It fucks up your perception of being able to focus on one thing when you're on your phone. Scroll, throw, open app, close, switch, tab, on, off, notification. This is why people can't meditate, or people, I can't do yoga. My brain just moves too quickly. No, that's exactly why you fucking need it. It's nonsense. All right. It's really bad. And then you wonder why you can't pay attention. Well, you're jacked up on fucking sugar, essentially cocaine. And then you're blasting your eye holes with all this stuff all the time. And you're being distracted and pointed and pulled in so many different directions. So get your shit together. It's up to you. It's up to us. All right. We'll see you tomorrow for Ask Papa Swole Live. Just questions tomorrow. So if you want to submit a question, go to askpapaswole.com, call into the show. Be there tomorrow for the live stream. And of course, I'll send you a swole text and everything beforehand. Join the fam, swolenormousx.com. Say goodbye to church. Aww. Say goodbye to the churchy. And say goodbye to the tainty man. And we'll see you tomorrow for Ask Papa Swole Live. Peace, McGee's, deuce, magoose, your boy Papa Swole. Oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock's crashing. Like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I gift rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard to the paint you. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons out closets and making new deposits.